This one from the 33rdteam.com. Again, those are the former NFL executives, Joe Banner among them. So the Jacoby Brissett outlook. Best stretch of Brissett's career came first half of 2019. That was in wake of Andrew Luck's shocking retirement. August of that year, Brissett took the reins, led the team to a 5-2 start. Promising start to the season wouldn't last. Injuries to offensive skill position players, T.Y. Hilton, Marlon Mack, Eric Ebron. Just a rough patch and a skid where the team lost 7 of its last final 9 games. I'm sorry. What do you think? How effective can Brissett be with this offense, do you think?
I think the value in Jacoby Brissett is the confidence of knowing Jacoby Brissett's going to play his role, he's going to accept his role, and he's going to embrace his role. And there's going to be no friction between the play caller, the coaching staff, and the player about what that role is, what those expectations are, and what the limitations are going to be. That is ultimately what they want from the quarterback position if they're not going to have a Deshaun Watson in there, right? The issue that it's been in the past was, Baker wanted to have more of a role. Baker wanted to be in more things. Baker wanted more of a say in what happened in there. And that's not somebody committing to the role. We see this all the time in other sports, and we even see this in the NFL. Why can some players like Terrell Pryor go from great quarterback prospect to nobody wants him on the team, right? And that's because they can't commit to a role. When Terrell Pryor got back in the NFL, it's because he just committed to being a wide receiver and went all in on that. Sometimes, even though you're more talented than the guy in front of you, it means more if you can commit to a role and be a role player in that way. And that's what Jacoby Brissett can bring. He is willing to be a role player. He knows he's going to be a role player, and there's no friction about that from the top down, that he is going to be a role player. So he is going to be more accepting of that. There's not going to be that friction. You're not going to have to play call thinking, hey, I got to make sure Baker's happy here because we're not passing the ball enough or giving him touchdown opportunities and stuff like that. Like, a lot of that goes into play calling. A lot of that affects how the plays get called. And now the Browns can just worry about calling the best play for the game instead of calling what they feel like they need to do to appease certain things in the locker room. That kind of consistency is so undervalued. It gets swept under the rug, but that's what they want out the quarterback position if it's not going to be Watson. Watson, you'll take more of that because you know that the ceiling is crazy on him. But, with Jacoby Brissett, they want him to play a role, right? Baker would have been great if he was willing to play and accept that role because, that's probably what his role is in the NFL. Somebody who can recreate an offense, not necessarily be a creator of it, but he wanted to try his hand at the latter. And, he definitely tried it, and it certainly had some results. I'll just keep it at that.